develop standard operating procedures. Circulate knowledge and use company formats. Use the company format for standard operating procedures as the template for system commissioning procedures. Involve the lead commissioning engineers and procedure writers in this process. Prepare each commissioning procedure and issue as a first draft of the standard operating procedure, the SOP, written on company-headed paper. Develop training materials around these SOPs. The lead commissioning engineer / procedure writer will also liaise with the trainers to prepare standard training materials. Operations may want to utilize the services of the lead commissioning engineers and procedure writers, or as a minimum to advise on the further development of standard operating procedures. Guidelines for standard operating procedures according to OSHA. The employer shall develop and operate written procedures that provide clear instructions for safely conducting activities in each covered process. This is consistent with the process safety information and shall address at least each of the following. Sample commissioning procedures. A commissioning procedure is a bespoke document prepared by experienced engineers and produced for each system on the project. It is a logical, sequential, very detailed description of how each commissionable system and its tagged item components integrate to operate that system. The commissioning procedure is a valuable control document that records readings and comments made during actual system commissioning, initialing each stage with provision for sign-off by authorized individuals on completion. Combined, the commissioning procedures describe how the facility will be initially started up and shut down. Embedded are commissioning procedures for crude and diesel fuel systems with marked up P&IDs. Embedded is a commissioning procedure for start-up and shutdown of a stabilization unit. This is an excellent example taken from a recent onshore gas processing plant supplied by Gareth Knight. Slide 144. On slides 145, 146 and 147, notice how multiple systems are color-coded on the P&IDs. These include the raw crude fuel oil transfer system in blue and the treated crude fuel oil transfer system in brown. Slide 148. Further samples of commissioning procedures for fuel gas and methanol systems are embedded on this slide, with details of fuel gas and methanol systems on slides 149 to 151. Slide 152. The typical table of contents from a commissioning procedure. These are an introduction, a system description, a hazard analysis, a list of prerequisites, a list of temporary equipment, the discipline commissioning procedure, followed by the dynamic commissioning procedure, a list of reference documents and an appendix. A license for Xenator or the SCDB will have been purchased in step 3 of the simplified commissioning logic. The project team as a whole will need to consider reporting requirements from Xenator or the SCDB. These may be known and constant across larger organizations and present in Xenator or the SCDB, but projects often define particular report requirements, and these need time to be developed. Make allowance for this in the project schedule and ensure it is completed before the project team demobilize to site from the design office. Some generic report types are overall project status, system completion status, handover and certification status, check sheet completion by ITR type, punch list completion by category, management of change status, inhibits and isolation status, work breakdown structure and activity completion status. For more information, refer to the embedded files on page 157 of the course notes in your folder.